Hey guys, YouTuber100 here. Okay, and there's a couple of upcoming Disney movies that are being released that I wanted to get my thoughts on after seeing the trailers for them that have recently been released. He's but yeah, I've got like quite a bit to say about both of them, and I figured I shouldn't really do it all and talk about both of them in one video because I got a like I just said I got a lot to say about them, and if I did it in like tried to do it in one video, it would take a while, and I've only got like a certain amount of time I can record for on this, so yeah, I figured that I'm just gonna make individual videos to talk about both films. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about one one of the movies in this video, and then in my next video I'll talk about the other one. So yeah, and as you can see by the title of the video, you know what film I'm talking about. So yeah, this video I'm going to talk about the new upcoming Christopher Robin movie after recently like watching the trailer that was just recently released. So yeah, like I told you guys before, like I remember like I put this movie on my list of like top 10 most anticipated films of 2018. So, yeah, even before watching this trailer, I was already like really anticipating this movie. And yeah, and now after watching the trailer, I got to say I'm even like more or like I'm anticipating this film even more. Like this movie just looks like really, really good. Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer for this film yet, I'll put the trailer down in the description if you want to watch it. Yeah. So, yeah, like I've said before, I mean, this goes back to when I reviewed The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Like, who really doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? I mean, Winnie the Pooh, I mean, is just, like, really likable and stuff, and just, yeah, Winnie the Pooh just really has, like, become a phenomenon with Disney. And so, yeah, I'm, like, now doing, like, a different take on a Winnie the Pooh movie, like, kind of giving it, like, a different story. I am, like, really interested in it. Yeah, and the trailer really does look pretty interesting. Like, really before this trailer, I really didn't really know what this film was going to be about. Like, I knew what the premise of this film really was before watching the trailer. I mean, I knew, like, the premise of this film is really just, like, Christopher Robin was now, like, grown up, and he's kind of just, like, lost all sense of imagination. I mean, this film, in a way, is kind of, like, going down, like, the road that of Hook, where like Christopher Robin is all grown up and stuff. It's basically just this film is just like a Winnie the Pooh version of Hook, where like in Hook it was Peter Pan grown up. This is like Christopher Robin now grown up. But yeah, it's done kind of differently. Like it's shown that the trailer for this film shows that now Christopher Robin he's like a businessman and he now has a family of his own. Like he has his own wife and daughter. And then yeah, in this trailer it shows like he's like really just like really like what should I say? He's like really wrapped up in working stuff. Well, not really wrapped up, but yeah, he's just like the business is really like keeping him back away from his family and stuff, and it like prevents him from going on a trip, as this trailer shows, with his family. Yeah, and then like at the end of this trailer, it shows then like Winnie the Pooh actually does appear behind Christopher Robin, and you actually hear the Winnie the Pooh voice. Like it's still like Jim Cummings voicing Winnie the Pooh. And I've just seen like a lot of reactions to this trailer, and right at that moment when Pooh's voice is heard, I've just like seen how like so many people just like dropping their jaws, and people just have like just really like lost it. Like I've seen some people like really like crying at this and just like saying it looks cute, and yeah, just yeah, a lot of people really do seem to get like like really emotional and stuff. Like they really turn to softies when Pooh actually does appear in this trailer. So yeah, really like this is basically like a live action take on Winnie the Pooh, really, because yeah, it has like Ewan McGregor in this film as Christopher Robin, and once I heard like Ewan McGregor was playing Christopher Robin, I just kind of like pictured like Ewan McGregor in like the classic Christopher Robin outfit, like from the Winnie the Pooh cartoons, like with the yellow shirt and the blue shorts and all that. Yeah, just when I heard Ewan McGregor was gonna play Christopher Robin, I just like tried to picture Ewan McGregor in like that classic Christopher Robin outfit, which was like kind of hard to do. So I was kind of like questioning Ewan McGregor playing Christopher Robin, but now like knowing that the story that this film is really taking, I guess I can like picture it better with like Christopher Robin growing up as a businessman and stuff. So yeah, of course, like with Ewan McGregor, like with his fame in Star Wars, it is like kind of like hard to really see like him like Obi-Wan really playing like Christopher Robin, so it's kind of weird on that. But yeah, I'm sure like Ewan McGregor really will like really do well in this film as Christopher Robin, and I really am anticipating this film a lot. I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem to really have that much human characters in it. The the human cast listed in this film is really just like Christopher Robin and his family and his boss. That's really all that's listed for the human cast in this film. Yeah, it's mainly like most of the cast in this film was really like the classic Winnie the Pooh characters, like Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Eeyore, Owl Rabbit, and all that. Yeah, and in this film, they actually like have really changed the voice cast a lot in this. Like they still have Jim Cummings voicing Winnie the Pooh, so yeah, that's great that they're still having Jim Cummings come back to Winnie the Pooh. I mean, like Sterling Holloway, of course, was the original voice for Winnie the Pooh, but Jim Cummings sounds like practically identical to Sterling Holloway, and so yeah, I really can't imagine anybody else voicing Winnie the Pooh. So yeah, I'm glad that they still have Jim Cummings voicing Winnie the Pooh, but everybody else they have a different voice actor for. Like Tigger has been recast, so now they have Chris O'Dowd voicing Tigger, which I'm not really sure why. I mean, ever since Paul Winchell retired from the voice of Tigger, Jim Cummings has voiced Tigger ever since, and Jim Cummings just was great as Tigger. Like he sounded practically identical to Paul Winchell. So yeah, I couldn't even tell it was Jim Cummings doing the voice of Tigger until I actually read the cast and saw that Jim Cummings was voicing Tigger instead of Paul Winchell. Like all this time, I thought it was still. Well, I know Paul Winchell really he died back in 2005, but even then, I still really did think it was Paul Winchell voicing Tigger. I mean, Jim Cummings just sounded really just identical to Paul Winchell, so I am wondering why they don't have Jim Cummings voicing Tigger again in this film. But yeah, they have a Brad Garrett voicing Eeyore, which sounds interesting. And yeah, they have like different voice actors for like the other, well, they're Owl, Piglet, Rabbit, Kanga, and Russo. Yeah, and I am kind of like wondering how it will sound. I mean, will it really sound okay? Because there, like in the other live action like features of Winnie the Pooh, like those old TV shows and stuff, it did like kind of. It did like some kind of off, particularly with that Welcome to Pooh Corner show. I mean, do you guys remember that Welcome to Pooh Corner show from like the 80s? I mean, yeah, you had that, and really, I mean, just first off, the way that the characters looked in that one, it just really didn't look too good to me personally. I mean, it just really like actually looked like just people wearing the suit, and it really didn't look that well. So, and plus, like the voices just really sounded really off too. I mean, I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, and just there's something about the voices just really didn't sound too right, and I just really like, yeah, I just couldn't really take the how the characters sounded in that show. Yeah, and you also had the Book of Pooh, which I mean, yeah, the voices sound a lot better. I mean, it had like the classic voices that we're like used to. It like basically had like the all the classic cast voice cast for Winnie the Pooh. You had like Jim Cummings, John Fiedler, Ken Sansom, Peter Cullen, Andre Stachka. So yeah, you still had like the well-known voice cast for Winnie the Pooh, the voices that people like myself are really familiar with and really are used to watching Winnie the Pooh. So yeah, but yeah, even that, like while the voices still sounded good, but like it's still like the motion capture overall, it just really still really didn't look too well. I mean, the motion capture really just looked like really like bad puppet effects and stuff, and it just really didn't look very well and stuff. Like it, just like you could tell, like it really was just like all puppets and stuff, and it really didn't look too realistic. But in this trailer, when it shows Pooh, it actually does look like pretty good. Like it actually does look like really realistic. I mean, it's an actual like teddy bear, and when like he talks, it actually does look really good. I mean, I've seen some people actually say that Pooh in this film, he just kind of looks like Ted, and some people are like calling this film like Ted 3, which is more child oriented and stuff. Yeah, and people are like saying Pooh looks cute and stuff, and so yeah, Pooh in this film, he does look really good. I mean, he is like much smaller. Like in that Book of Pooh show, like it did have Christopher Robin in it at points, and you and if I can go off on a tangent real quick, I mean, something I never understood about that Book of Pooh show was why they didn't actually show Christopher Robin's face in that show. Like in the opening of the show, yeah, I'll put both of the uh, TV show openings for Welcome to Pooh Corner and the Book of Pooh down in the description. If you can watch it and you can see like how the uh, the characters look and how like the puppet stuff looks, and how the voices sound, yeah. And yeah, in the opening for the Book of Pooh, like it does show like Christopher Robin reading the Pooh book, but you don't actually see his face. Like for some reason they kept Christopher Robin's face hidden in that show, and I never really understood why. I mean, back in like the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh TV show, like it did like whenever Christopher Robin's mom would appear, like her face would always be hidden, but not Christopher Robin's face. Like you could always see Christopher Robin's face just fine. Like his face was always exposed, and it was really exposed like in basically like all the other Winnie the Pooh shows and stuff and all the movies. But yeah, for some reason in that show, Christopher Robin's face was just hidden for some reason, and I never understood it. And yeah, and also like as I was saying before, like in that show, like there was a point in the show, one point where like Christopher Robin and was actually seen like next to Pooh and stuff, and Pooh looked like much bigger than he does like in this film, and even like the old animated shows like New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Like Pooh just like looked just a little bit shorter than Christopher Robin in that in the Book of Pooh. So yeah, I'm glad that they're going for a more realistic take on it in this, with like Pooh still like a real small teddy bear and Christopher Robin's like all grown up, and they don't have it be like Pooh is like almost as big as Christopher Robin and he is still a teddy bear size. So I do like that. So yeah, so overall, the trailer does look pretty good, and yeah, it is still like raising my anticipation for this film. Like, I still really am anticipating the film, probably just as much, maybe even a little more after seeing the trailer for it. And it just does look really good, and I am like extremely curious to kind of like see what they plan to do, because yeah, the plot for this is like with Christopher Robin all grown up, he's like lost his sense of imagination, and I guess now with like Pooh like re-entering Christopher Robin's life, and as well as like the other characters, they're like trying to help him find it again, kind of similar to in Hook, where like the Lost Boys were trying to get Peter to remember everything and really become actual Peter Pan again. I guess that's kind of what Pooh and the others are going to be doing with Christopher Robin in here. But yeah, in this trailer, it is shown that Christopher Robin actually does remember Pooh. It's not like in Hook, where Peter had absolutely no recollection of Neverland at all. Like here, Christopher Robin does seem to really remember like his childhood with Pooh and the others. So yeah, I guess like they're not completely copying Hook, and they're gonna like kind of do it differently with Christopher Robin actually remembering Pooh and the others. So yeah, I am like really curious to see what this film will actually do with the story that they're going with. And yeah, I'm glad that they got Jim Cummings back as Pooh, and we'll see how the rest of the voice cast is. I mean, it is like a new cast. I kind of like was thinking that they, well, I was wondering why they didn't really get back the entire voice cast from the 2011 Winnie the Pooh movie to voice all the characters, but yeah, I guess they just wanted to like take a change on it, and so maybe it'll pay off, maybe it won't. We're just gonna have to wait to see like how everybody sounds in their roles. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I am really anticipating this film. The trailer does look really well. It does look really good, and yeah, I just really, yeah, I mean, this is really like probably my most anticipated Winnie the Pooh film ever. I mean, for all the Winnie the Pooh films that have been released, I mean, and I really haven't really gotten that, really had like as big anticipation for them. Like I really haven't like actually watched a Winnie the Pooh film like a most recently since the Tigger movie. Like the Tigger movie is like really like my most recent Winnie the Pooh film I've watched. So I really haven't watched any of the other ones like Piglet's Big Movie and Pooh's Heffalump movie and the 2011 Winnie the Pooh movie. I haven't watched those, so and because I felt like by the time those were coming out, I was like really getting like kind of old for this, and so yeah, I was kind of old to really like watch Winnie the Pooh like that anymore. But now with this film, this is actually really like, well, the 2011 movie was like when it was like starting to reignite my like interest for Winnie the Pooh. Like I was really like becoming disinterested, because at the time when the Tigger movie was released, I was only about 6, and as I was getting older, as those newer films were being released, I was like, I'm kind of old for this. But you know, with that 2011 movie, like it was starting to like reignite my interest in Winnie the Pooh, despite the fact I never actually saw the movie. But with this film, the Christopher Robin movie, this is like really like igniting my anticipation like really high, like as high as it's ever really been since I was like 6 when I saw the Tigger movies, and I'm really like anticipating this film a lot more than the Tigger movie. So yeah, I'm probably like definitely going to see this film in the theater when it comes out, and yeah, I guess yeah, just like I guess you're never too old for anything, right? I mean, it was just like when I was reviewing the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I mean, Yeah, if there's something that you really have loved since you were a kid, even if it is like geared towards little kids, you shouldn't be ashamed to admit it. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I really am anticipating this film a lot, and I am really looking forward to it. So, yeah, this trailer really does look good, and I really do have high anticipation for this movie. So the trailer will be down in the description for you to watch if you want to see it. And yeah, if you want, you can let me know what your how you feel about this movie, and if you're anticipating it like I am, yeah, you can send me a message or a comment on my channel or anything like that. Alright, so yeah, that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, I'm anticipating the film, and let me know if you are too. Okay, alright, so yeah, those are my thoughts on the Christopher Robin trailer and my an update on my anticipation for it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about this. So yeah, and stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to talk about the other upcoming Disney film after the trailer was recently released, and I'll give my thoughts on that movie too. Alright, but anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.